Sharpen our reaction.
Yes. Any chance that you cover the lane?
The commentator says he's just coming on the video bit of the...
Alright. Yep. Thank you.
Joey starts?
Yeah, I got him. Yeah. Yeah, I can get him. Yeah, sometimes they Good luck.
Yes, well, I'm sitting now, alright, and it's time to play my small pass. I'm alright. Yeah, Roy. Wasn't sure which end we start. Oh, you're good. Yeah. Thanks, Ryan. Prize enough running. Still not back You're good? Back in the NPL. Get myself busy? Yeah. Oh, that's just... Oh. Bigger jackets or fucking pants or anything? They don't have any? They don't have big jackets. What about big jackets like? Not for the benches at all? Chase! Chase! Oh, this side! Have we got big ones for the boys? Have we got big jackets for them?
Billy, I'll tell you what, just wait.
Okay.
Hey, you're going to go to the agree, Jake.
Hey?
You go, I agree, Jake.
I'm guessing people just took them?
We fucking had like 6 big puffer jackets.
The stuff. Yeah.
Good afternoon and welcome to Churchill Reserve in St Albans. NPL Victoria men's action coming your way this evening in the shape of St Albans, who find themselves second bottom with Moreland City breathing down their neck after they got their second win in as many weeks last night over Green Gully. And their opponent today, Port Melbourne, who find themselves somewhat firmly locked into that top 6, at least at the moment in 6th place. They won't go up or down with the result today, but 3 points on the road here would be handy to accompany their very solid form at home that they've had so far this season at the JL Murphy Reserve. The teams are out on the park and we're just about ready for kick-off after a couple more preliminaries. Looking forward to bringing you all the action tonight in what promises to be an entertaining contest between these two sides here on Saturday evening football on the NPL Victoria live stream. Steve Curtin is the name of your caller. That's me, and looking forward to seeing who comes home with the 3 points tonight. Or will the spoils be shared at the end of the 90, or will be revealed by about 7 o'clock local time on what is something of a super Saturday of NPL Victoria football. We had Oakley Cannons looking the goods, leading 3-0 against Manning United Blues at Petty Reserve a short time ago, and we will also have Hume City hosting Dandenong Thunder straight up this one at 7 o'clock. But the lineups are in, and there's 3 changes for Cam Watson, who takes charge of St Albans for the second time in his tenure here at Churchill Reserve. And those 3 changes, we see Zelfi Nazari and Adam Hodor, both out of the matchday squad, out of the players who started in the starting 11 last week. Max King dropped to the bench, so it sees the youngster Marko Bulic resuming in goal. A start at right back for Ivan Razumic. The centre backs, James Ricabene and Michael Gergic. At left back will be Joey Monek. In midfield, Joey Cholina comes in to accompany Brian Summerskill. It's an attacking front four that features Alan Harris, Scott Backor, Josh Diven and Carter Ramsey. Now for Port Melbourne, 2 changes for Nick Marinos, and they're both forced through suspension. Make it out, getting sent off last week at Avenger Park in the loss to Avondale, and Alex Baker picking up his 5th yellow card of the season. So that sees Dane Milovanovic and Christian Bombarci come into the starting 11 to join Nathan Hancock as part of that back 3. They'll line up in front of Evan Marko Yanakis, who took the place of Ilya Shalmanov-Trinkov at late notice last week. The wing-backs Dan Edwards and Mark Latsis, central midfielders Owen Stokes and Charlie Leach, the front three. Jackson, Courtney Perkins, Emmanuel Peters, who got himself on the score sheet last week at Avenger Park, and Andrew Messer. And we're underway, and Port Melbourne in their black chain strip tonight. They're playing towards the right of your screen, and Courtney Perkins has won his side a foul there in front of the St Albans social rooms. Ryan Summerskill, the guilty party. We have gone 11 seconds without a goal. That wasn't the case last Sunday when Alan Harris was on target against the league leaders before the spectators had taken their seats here in the grandstand at Churchill Reserve. What a start that was, by the way. It ended up going down 4-1. They're going to have to be maintaining some defensive concentration here as Latsis getting in behind the St Albans defensive line. Marco Bullich fielding that one nice and easily. He was awarded the player of the match for St Albans last week, and we heard him on Dynamo TV talking about his season so far. He feels he's got plenty of room for improvement, so we heard him chatting with host of Dynamo TV, Tonchi Prusak, during the week. And Marco Bullich will celebrate his 22nd birthday next weekend, and we're looking to get the celebration started tonight with 3 points, and they need it, St Albans, with Moreland City, who hadn't fired a shot this season in anger. All of a sudden they picked up 6 points from 6 in the last 2 weeks, and only a point behind St Albans now. It's just that one team set to go down and face the drop this season. Careful, it's not going to be them if Moreland continues moving up the table with a full head of steam.
Good Joey! Good Joey!
Gurge, well, that was a bit of a half-hearted one up in the air and picked up by Dan Edwards. In the middle. Possession on back, and here's Alan Harris, who's starting on the left flank tonight. So we saw him making that lightning start for his side last week. Chelina is out of play, and Watson is animated already to our left. Adam Babkar, a referee who needs no introduction, is our man tonight. He's accompanied by John White and Josh Drakeford, assistant referees, and the man in front of us, Pooya Kadiri, the fourth official. Tempo opening to reserve. These sides feeling each other out. Some good pace to it so far this game. Edwards trying to play in Courtney Perkins, who's free in space, but his pass let him down. And Harris' first touch goes up in the air. Pressure from Bombarchi, the Port Melbourne skipper, who hasn't been featuring in the starting lineup too regularly this season of late. He's himself a start today, and he's Peters, and he's going to be offside. Peters scoring on 11 minutes last week at Avenger Park. Slotting one home with his left peak this time. It was almost a bit of a slower ball at the far post that deceived the defensive rear guard. In those bright retro looking at it as Predator boots, flies that one up into the sky, and it's going to hang up in the air again. He's got the numbers, Summerskill puts it forward, and we've got a Port Melbourne player down behind play, and Adam Babkar's going to bring a halt. As the active Dynamo fans on the hill voice their opinions on what they've seen so far in the opening minutes. Trainers have been called out onto the park. It's Dane Milovanovic, who's the man who's gone down in a bit of distress. Didn't quite see what happened firsthand. Back up on his feet. Cop one in the chops. 34-year-old. So, approaching 120 games of experience at this level.
Is it our ball? What's happening?
We're going to be down to 10 temporarily.
Give it back to us.
Drop ball to get things going again. Bombashi sends it up the field. Shred the bounce best. Summer skill. Pressure here on the young goalkeeper, Marco Giannis, and Carter Ramsey might have left one in on him there a little bit. Coming in late, making contact.
Set up! Set up! Don't worry about it!
Marcus soon. 5 last week against Avondale side. Didn't help by McCurry. Picked up a second yellow card in the second half. The play against Avondale with 11 players can be hard enough at times, let alone 10. This one hangs in the air by Latzis, but it's straight to Cholina. Reach. Forward was Hancock, and now Edwards. It was a stalemate last time these sides met at JL Murphy back in February, round 1. The side able to trouble the scoreboard attendant. I fancy that won't happen again tonight. Will it be to break the deadlock in this one, and their side the early advantage to both of these sides on the scoreboard last week. Albans after 11 seconds, and Port Melbourne through Emmanuel Peters after minutes. Does just about enough, and he's able to play forward here. You see him stopping 11. He came off the bench last week, Joe Cholina, and he was actually substituted as well. As the sub was subbed out with an injury. Different getting down that right side. Just asking 1 or 2 questions to that Port Melbourne defence that does look a tad makeshift, you have to say, without McCurry, who's player who's been in excellent form of late.
If you're going to drag him by stopping it, do that. Don't do that one.
For a shirt ball.
Unless
probably
it's
didn't need to do it last week.
Alright?
It's the problem when the Port Melbourne back 3 found themselves all on yellow cards long before half time. So it was a difficult task, turned into a mountain to climb.
I do got to make sure you get in front of him.
Summerskill with the corner kick, he puts it to the penalty spot. Divin gets there, and the header was just a little bit too tame, and it was picked up fairly easily by Marco Yanakis.
Stay high! Stay high!
That's Yanakis looking to try and get himself a clean sheet tonight after getting his chance last week. Peters showing some flair, cuts the cross in. It's there for someone if anyone to get on the end of it. Stokes was there. Now Messa Rooney looking for Stokes again. Razumich trying to make the clearance. It's blocked by Stokes and eventually away by Gergic into front row in front of the social club on the side of the ground. Just looking a little bit sparse today.
So you can see it, Alan!
Regular home fixtures a little bit busier than what we see today in this Saturday 5 o'clock kickoff.
Good!
Fans will find ball. Looking for Harris. Bombashi. Peters now. Space here. Joey Mike. Striding forward and playing it down the right-hand side. Razumich is motoring forward. Supplying a good cross here. Plenty of players back. Selena.
Back post! Watch the back stick! Organise him, Joey!
Razumich, 3 goals to his name in NPL Victoria this season.
Only
playing further up the field, but attacking deployment of players so far by Cam Watson, putting attacking players in the fullback roles. And here's another fullback getting forward in. Monek floating into the box. Oh, and he almost found Backor. Smashed good goal, but it's off target. Summerskill. Fans are finding voice. They're enjoying what they're seeing here because it's a spirited performance so far by St Albans. They know that they've got Moreland City breathing down their necks. They've got to stand up and make a statement here. Statement performance will be just what the doctor ordered for new manager Cameron Watson. Good young coaches in Australian football. Cam Watson turns 37 on Friday week. Who holds a degree in supply chain management. Playing the 3 points this evening.
Yes.
It's a good ball by Gergich. Some skill floating out wide. Trying to sell a bit of candy to Mark Laxis. Here's Perez. Backcourt. Fans enjoying this by St Albans. Put under the pump. That makeshift defence that they are sporting tonight.
Yes, Joey. Come on.
Laxis. Pressure from Cabene. Breaks for Gergich, who has scored in this fixture on multiple occasions in the past. Foot race here between Ramsey and Milovanovic, and the flag's up from the assistant referee. Ramsey getting his chance in the starting 11 tonight. Have to get some advice from Adam Bavkar here, match referee. He's not impressed with Ramsey's conduct there, sticking his foot out in front of the free kick.
He's going to go, drop in,
Jacko.
Wait. Good.
All the way back to Marco Buluc. We mentioned Cam Watson's birthday coming up on the 31st of this month. Well, Marino celebrated his birthday on Wednesday, so looking to unwrap some gifts tonight. And here's Edwards trying to help him do so. Edwards gets to the byline, floats it across. Peters is there. It's Emmanuel Peters, and it's 1-0 to the Sharks. Good work down the left by Edwards, and not for the first time we've seen those two combined this season. And Emmanuel Peters adds to his collection of goals this season. He's been one of the bright stars of the competition so far in the first half of the season. And as we turn the corner into the second half of the campaign, he's showing no signs of slowing down. Emmanuel Peters, and it's a goal that you have to say comes against a run of play. St Albans had been lighting up this fixture, but that's the class and the quality. Emmanuel Peters, a good finisher. Dan Edwards was the man that made it all happen.
Oh, no, yeah, it was.
Let's go, come on! And he found the back of the net last week, just 1 minute later. There's Peters again. And then they got there first. Like the visitors here. Court goal.
Yes!
Deadlock that we saw the sides locked at 0-0 after 90 minutes in round one. Well, that sides are now separated for this season. At least now with a goal by Emmanuel Peters.
Let's go!
Sides met last year here. It was a 2-0 outcome going the way of the visitors. On occasion as well, with goals by Luca Tavir and Chris Dunn, both in the first half. Fancy that St Albans here and get themselves on the scoreboard tonight. But they've got it all to do in the early stages here. It's an equation that they're familiar with this season. Milovanovic, it's a well-taken free kick. Perfect ball, a lace-out delivery to Dan Edwards. Stiffen all the way back in the full-back area, helping his team get the ball forward towards back court. That's a classy touch by the Englishman. Showed a little bit too much of it. The change is Charlie Leach, who a man got his body between the ball and his opponent, was able to win himself a free kick and relieve the pressure.
Stay up!
Did you
Come up, son.
Laxis.
That's okay, leave him there!
Peters.
Step!
Exactly.
Difficult one for Milivanovic to control from his skipper Bombashi. Stokes is back to help out. Extra body there was just what Port Melbourne needed. The way that you want to go. Conceding a goal we saw. Last week. Noel Bernardo, the more bizarre goals in NPL Victoria that we've seen this season.
I meant 3.
Put his side in front 2-1 early in the by Summerskill and Leach marching forward. Here's Peters looking for his second of the evening. Space and time and slotted home by Stokes. Oh, Stokes, the Irishman, with an absolute gem. 2-0 to the Sharks. They've only played just under 16 minutes here at Churchill Reserve. It's looking like a disaster for St Albans. Finished by Owen Stokes, and he was just given too much space and time at the top of the box. A nice first touch to get it out of his feet. Fired at home past Marco Bulic, who's forced to kick the ball out of his net for the second time this evening. 2 attempts on goal by the Sharks. 2 goals to the good they are.
Yeah, he's so He's freaking fast. He's on this number 7.
Sean Moreland City watching on. Feeling somewhat encouraged by the way this game is going at the moment. Alexis forward on his non-preferred left foot. Mr. Rooney's touch. Picked up well by Chelina. Here around the centre circle. Krasnich all the way back to Bulic. Like a bit of a long hop there to equate analogy. He's controlling it well. Just going to send it forward. Flick on by Harris. Couldn't find players just increasing in confidence out there in the middle of Churchill Reserve. That scoreboard pressure is weighing on the shoulders of St Albans, as well as the pressure of the league table that sees them just 1 point clear of the cellar dwellers. Moreland City. Big comeback win that was for Moreland City last night. Gully scoring. Nice header through the youngster Ship for Ahmed. 3 goals in 3 games for the 17-year-old. And then Moreland City, Apia Akuno from the spot. And then coming off the bench, the Tasmanian, Richard Fulton.
And we looked on the gate, right?
Slotting home.
And then they kicked the ball in the gate. And then
Moreland City 7 points for the second time in as many outings.
And he's he's got punched.
Protecting me.
Century down this season. City 6, last place, second last.
And I said, to us,
7 points. Picks it up nice and easily. Looking for options to present themselves. Sends it forward. Ground. Car's going to allow advantage to be played here. Go over that. Edwards.
What do you mean?
Hasn't scored for Port Melbourne yet this season. Playing it in behind. It's a good ball for Edwards across the box. And it was there for Mark Latsis. It would have been virtually an open goal. And he can't believe that he hasn't scored.
Leachy, great ball, Leachy.
But our team is really good.
Melbourne, a side that's managed to find 11 different goal scorers from the 13 games they've played so far prior to tonight. 11 out of a possible 22 players that they've used. Only Dandenong City. Dandenong City has also managed to find 11 different goal scorers so far this season. Add to that last night when they went down 1-0. Frank Holland and to Avondale. Here's Stokes. Comes for the handball by Nick Marinos in the technical area. Play goes on.
Oh, fine, I'll go get it
Wasn't
now.
stopping. He kept the ball rolling. And here's Latsis, who's been very busy down the right-hand side so far. Peters. Latsis getting in behind. This is a red alert here for St Albans. Courtney Perkins. And it deflected and fell kindly for Bullish, who's going to get the ball going forward. They've got low down this left-hand side. What have they got on the counter here? Back Melbourne, look at the pressure from Emmanuel Peters getting back to fill a gap in the defensive role there. Their leading scorer, showing that he's happy to do the dirty work at the other end of the pitch as well. It's a good sign for Nick Marinos and his team.
Also getting some coming.
Almost short there by Ricky Beto. He's just trying to get control. They had the bulk of possession. And the score was locked at 0-0, and then it was Emmanuel Peters changing all of that, and it's been all Port Melbourne since Emmanuel Peters opened the scoring. This is a good ball forward for Ivan Razimic. He's charging down the right-hand side. Giffen was the target. Oh, he just couldn't pick out a player in a blue shirt there, but an enterprising play from Ivan Razimic. He really has got a good turn and pace. Now it's Port Melbourne coming forward again. Courtney Perkins, will he pull the trigger here? Gets back onto the right. Courtney Perkins, good save by Bullich. In fact, it's been given as a goal kick, so it must have just been a bobble rather than
Josh,
touch from
get back quicker. No one's fucking walking.
Custodian.
Just get back.
Courtney Perkins will be thinking he should have done better there, but it all opened up for him on his left-hand side, cut back onto the right. Just must have been centimetres in it, so they passed the far post. Here's Messa Rooney. Port Melbourne attacking in waves here. Lux is trying to get forward. Jimene got there first and wins the goal kick.
Okay, hey, go Joey, come on. Left shoulder.
When's it Arsenal? I hope Arsenal wins the Premier
Played forward by Bullich.
League. Arsenal or Manchester? It's either of both because I love
Rooney, Courtney Perkins, and it is in for Courtney Perkins this time. It's top quality from Port Melbourne. And Jackson Courtney Perkins. St Albans subs have been told to get warmed up because this is looking like a rout at the moment. Jackson Courtney Perkins, what a fine move that was. Nice little 1-2. Slipped through by Messa Rooney. Courtney Perkins did the rest. Right now, it's an absolute cakewalk for the Sharks. 3-0 to the visitors.
Like he's palm the size of my hand. My whole thing. It'd be like a giant hand.
Get back. Keep it up, lads. Keep it up, lads.
Stay there, Josh. Be close.
So if you have just joined us, don't adjust your sets. Emmanuel Peters, Owen Stokes and Jackson Courtney Perkins. The three scorers so far for Port Melbourne. And we haven't even gone 25 minutes. Peters wins the header, but sends it the wrong way. Here it is. Messa Rooney. St Albans. They need to find a way to get back into this game quickly. That's fair to say. Here's Monek's header. Here it is. Finds backcourt. Mack was providing the overlap, but it was well read by Port Melbourne skipper Christian Bombarci. And Harris is forced to go back. Everyone behind the ball for the Sharks here. Harris is going to go long, looking for Ramsey. And then Evan Marco Yanakis got there first. Here's Leach. Hancock sending it down the line, but he's put it out of play. Slack passing by Hancock, bringing the ball out of defence. St Albans can try and reload here. He's Bakor flicking it on. That's a good ball. Divin. Razumich. Looking to change direction here and switch the play. Trouble! Is Gergic. Jerez, good first touch by Alan Jerez. The Argentine draws a crowd and he's going to win the free kick here. Taken quickly by Chelina. Razumich now. This is Divin. Good defensive structures by Port Melbourne. Oh, Gergic has turned this one over, and this is Peters. He's going to try his luck from distance. Bullich is back on his line, though, so no problems there. Forward by Bullich, and he's onto the chest of Ramsey, combining with Bakor, but it was well read by Edwards. Forward by Nathan Hancock, and there's space in the middle of the park here for Charlie Leach. Now Messa Rooney. Well read by Monek, and pinging from one end of the pitch to the other here. Here's Jerez. Oh, he gets around his man in Bombarci. Alan Jerez, the Argentine, gets into the box, and he's going to win his side a corner kick at least here. Well, the fans on the hill, they're making some noise. They deserve to see a goal that would get St Albans somewhat back into this contest that they currently trail 3-0 midway through the first 45. Brian Summerskill to take this set-piece opportunity. There's plenty of tall timber in there. Carter Ramsey is an obvious target. Plays it into the back post area. It's away by that Port Melbourne defence again. It's going to fall for Summerskill. Might try his luck from distance here. Oh, he pinged it into the chest of Mark Lapsus. Monek gets there first. Bakor, now Summerskill. Here's Jerez on the turn. The snapshot doesn't have enough wheaties, and it's easily picked up by Evan Marco Yanakis. Well, he's enjoying himself out there at the moment, Marco Yanakis, with no Ilya Shalamanov-Trinkov out there at the moment. They're laid out last week. Not featuring again tonight. Here's Carter Ramsey cutting it back for Bakor and Jerez. Good save, Marco Yanakis. And the flag is up. Looks like the assistant referee's indicating offside. It is. So they won't be able to get the corner kick after Port Melbourne had headed that one behind. An earlier offside infringement going against the home side. Well, we hope you're enjoying the contest so far, wherever you're tuning in. Steve Curtin with you. Saturday evening football, and a big hello to Joel in East Geelong who's tuning in tonight. Hope you're enjoying the action wherever you may be in Victoria or further afield, tuning in from around the world. There'll be a few St Albans Dynamo fans tuning in from back in Croatia. Good morning to you. Enjoying a bit of breakfast viewing, but you'll be enjoying it more if St Albans can get themselves onto the scoreboard here. At the moment, it's all one-way traffic, and Messa Rooney playing it forward for Courtney Perkins. Cut out by Razumich. He's got Chelina further upfield. St Albans enjoying playing on that right-hand side, but Milovanovic is going to poke that one into the grandstand. Looks to have fully recovered from that knock that he suffered in the first 5 minutes. Dane Milovanovic. Well, raised voices you can hear there is from Nick Marinos, and you, well, if you saw the expressions on his face, you might not think that his side were up 3-0, but that certainly is the scoreline here at the moment. Emmanuel Peters, Owen Stokes and Jackson Courtney Perkins, the scorers. Harris, nice turn from him in the centre of the park. Milovanovic cutting it out. Really good defensive shape from Port Melbourne when not in possession, making it really hard to play through them on this narrow pitch here in Melbourne's northwest, Churchill Reserve. It's been a long run of away fixtures for St Albans, and they've finally returned to their familiar territory after this pitch has been resurfaced. 7 away fixtures in a row.
Open up, play.
They returned with a tough assignment last week.
Yes, Joey.
Going down to South Melbourne at the moment. South Melbourne's near neighbours Port Melbourne are looking like going home with the 3 points as well. Unless St Albans can mount a challenge and have a massive turn of momentum in this match. Edwards. So Stokes, Hancock. Looks like Hancock is operating as the furthest left of that back three. We see him usually operating as the focal point or the man in the middle of the back three, but he's shifted across to be the left central defender, and Milovanovic playing through the middle tonight. As we said, no maker sent off last week, and Alex Baker, who's been a mainstay in defence as well, picking up his 5th yellow card last week. Bombarci shows a little bit too much of it to Bakor, who tries his luck on the volley, and again on the other side, and it just found its way into the back of the net. Scotty Bakor, his 2nd of the season, and the Dynamo fans have got something to celebrate here. It's 3-1, and is that the lifeline that could get St Albans back into this contest? A much-needed goal by Scott Bakor. If at first you don't succeed, try and try again. He hit the volley, it rebounded back to him. He had a swing on the other side of the body.
Joey, don't get caught too far forward.
On his preferred right. Put it home. Scott Bakor gets St Albans back into the contest. Well, we mentioned last time these sides met, it ended as a 0-0, a real stalemate. Not the case tonight. There's plenty of goals and maybe even more here. Bakor switching the play. Harris is going to get on the end of it. Flicks it over Mark Latsis. Still Harris. Space here for Cholina. Bakor dropping deep, pick up the ball. Here's Ricabene. You can feel there's like a spark being ignited here for St Albans after that goal. Summerskill, Monak, little combinations with Jerez. Put out a play by Latsis. And all of a sudden the fans, who, well, they certainly make sure they're enjoying themselves through plenty of the amber liquid, but they're really enjoying themselves to our left now after that goal by Scott Bakor. On its trajectory from our commentary position, looked like it was going to squirm wide of the post, but it nestled into the back of the net. In by Razumich, looking for Ramsey, and Jerez is just wide. And St Albans have found a gear here. They're down by a couple, but they're not out of it at the moment. Still over 10 minutes until the half-time interval. Forward by Marko Yanakis, headed by Gergic. Leach. Bakor, you can turn and play forward here. Perez and Latsis. It's a real foot race. Perez used his body illegally. He doesn't feel that was the case, but Mark Latsis will happily accept the free kick there. With the younger man looking like he was going to show the Argentine a clean pair of heels. Really nice sunset in Melbourne's northwest tonight. You can see on the far side, providing us with the backdrop for this one. Bernard behind the camera giving you the best look at the action from the comfort of your own home, and Steve Kurt on the mic here to describe this clash so far, which has been an intriguing one. Port Melbourne racing to a 3-goal lead. St Albans getting themselves back into the action. The most recent goal in this contest. Scott Bakor, the scorer. He's on the ball again here. Ricabene.
You got numbers here.
Scotty, get out, Scotty!
Everyone behind the ball again for Port Melbourne, making it hard to play through on this narrowed pitch. Bullich looking left, looking right, looking for a blue shirt. He's going to go long. Sends it over to that far side. Diven was the target, but Edwards flew highest. And here is that man, Edwards. Bit of space here for Stokes, and Port Melbourne can switch the play from left to right. Latsis motoring forward. It's a good cross, but Razumich on the end of it. He's going to put this one out of play. And a couple of nervous touches in his own penalty area. Much more comfortable being in the opponent's penalty area as Ivan Razumich, one of the leading scorers for his side so far this season. Not only playing as the right winger, but as the right back tonight again, as he did last week when he came on at half-time for Alex O'Neill. And St Albans can break here. This is Summerskill. He's got Monek to his left. He's got Ramsey through the middle. This is Monek getting into the area. Oh, and the cross wasn't what he wanted there. Joey Monek, his legs were going at 100 miles an hour, and the cross did not have the finesse that it needed to find one of those blue shirts in the middle of the penalty area. You can see Cameron Watson and Billy Teleski in the St Albans technical area. They're looking encouraged by what they're seeing in the last 10 minutes.
Start, Joey. It's all right, Joey. It's okay. Just tuck in. Alan in the middle. Circle.
Strong header by Gergic. Back by Bombardier. Bakor. Peters.
Well done, Scotty. Well done, Scotty. Good reaction, Scotty. Good reaction.
Next job, Scotty, next job!
As the sun sets, and we reach for our commentator issue reading lamp here in the broadcast position at Churchill Reserve. Thanks to your company for this one tonight. Coming to you live from Fox Street, Melbourne's northwest. We've seen 4 goals so far, and there's going to be more to come, you fancy. Here's Courtney Perkins. It's blocked behind for a Port Melbourne corner kick. So the tall timber is forward here for Port Melbourne. It's floated in. Bullich punching. Away by Bakor. Picked up by Leach. Partially spectacular volley attempt. Goes up in the air and troubled the scorers.
It's okay, it's good. Just narrow up in case. Let's go on that side.
Gergic. Razumich. Pressure from Edwards. Dangerous trying to play at the back, out from the back against Port Melbourne. They're always looking to apply the press with that front three that they have. Nessa Rooney, Courtney Perkins and Peters. Josh Diffin winning the free kick there. Putting himself about as he always does.
Yeah, drag him out. Come on his shoulder. It's okay.
Showed some good signs back when these sides met in round one. Monek's ball is out of play.
Jimmy again, up the other side. Over. Oh, wait, don't worry about him.
Switch of play by Peters. Courtney Perkins. Looking to his right, he finds Latsis. Looking to supply the cross, he hooks it into the back post area. Edwards getting on the end of it. Away by Razumich. The clearance to his own advantage.
Jimmy! Send him out!
Sensed a shirt pull there over on the far side. Free kick awarded by match referee Adam Babcock, going the way of the home side. So less than 5 minutes until the half time.
Move again!
You can smell the chavapi cooking up in the kitchen here over on the far side as the spectators prepare to head in for something to warm them up on this cool night in Melbourne's northwest. The Churchill Reserve. The home side down 3-1 at the moment. Can they find one before the break? That would certainly make for an interesting second 45 especially. Currently sitting on 12 degrees here in St Albans. Temperature will drop a little lower than that by full time tonight. Pitch is in pretty good condition, as we said. It's been resurfaced while St Albans are on that lengthy run of away fixtures. They're enjoying being at home, but they'd be enjoying it more if they were picking up some points. Plenty of time to get themselves back into this one. And they've shown some fight tonight. Monek's header. Bakor finds Chelina in a little bit of space here. He's got Divin ahead of him. Razumich behind him.
Come quick, come out. Jimmy, travel! Full speed!
Ricky Benet. And now Monek. Harris. Summerskill. St Albans building something here. Chelina. Razumich on the far side. Oh, he sat Courtney Perkins down on his backside. Bakor, he's already got one tonight. Oh, it was a brave header by Scott Bakor, and will he win the penalty? Here he does! Well, Scott Bakor put his body on the line for the St Albans cause, and he's been cluttered there by Marco Yudakis. Adam Babcock points to the spot, and it's a chance for St Albans to make this one 3-2 before the half-time interval. Scott Bakor is causing one or two problems for this Port Melbourne defence. They're missing their 195-centimetre goalkeeper, Ilya Shalamanov-Trenkov. And the shorter figure, Marco Yudakis, coming to claim the ball, but clattering into Scott Bakor, who's still down in a bit of discomfort here. He's a man who's made of tough stuff, but the trainer is out there to try and find a remedy to get Scott Bakor out there. He won't be dusting himself off to take it himself. It's going to be Brian Summerskill lining up this one against Marco Yudakis. Summerskill to make it 3-2, and he squeezes it past Marco Yudakis to make it 3-2. St Albans are right back in this one before the half-time break. Port Melbourne racing away to that 3-0 advantage early on in this game So we said 0-0 last time they met, and we've already had a 5-goal thriller. It's not even half-time yet. There's a lot of time left to go in this one. Don't go anywhere. NPL Victoria delivering in spades tonight.
William, you should have came.
Brian Summerskill becomes the outright top scorer for his side this season, moving ahead of Ivan Razovic on 3. Brian Summerskill now on 4 with the aid of that spot kick. Evan Marco Yanakis, he gets the right way. And just squeezed in between the outstretched hands and the post. He may have just about got a touch on it. There's our 4th official standing in front of us there. You can see Puya Gadiri indicating 2 minutes added on to the end of what's been a thrilling first 45 at Churchill Reserve. Could we see another goal before the players head down the tunnel? Hancock floated forward. Here's Leach. He's one of those players who hasn't got himself a goal in NPL Victoria. If he was to score, he'd become the 12th individual goal scorer for Port Melbourne so far this season. A lot of predictions for this game leading into it, but I'm not too sure how many people predicted a goal fest like this. We did see a 5-4 in NPL Victoria last weekend out at Petty's Reserve. Could we see even more goals than that here tonight? That would be asking for a lot, but this second half has been entertainment. Sorry, this first half, should I say, has been entertainment plus, and we hope the second half will be just as entertaining. As here's Mark Latsis coming in board. Charlie Leach, pressure from Bakor, and that's going to be a free kick. And a dangerous position here in the shadows of half-time. Port Melbourne with the chance from the set-piece opportunity. There's 2 minutes of added time. We've just about evaporated here. And what have Port Melbourne got in store from this set-piece opportunity? Perhaps the ideal time to try something from the training ground that they have been concocting down at JL Murphy. Okay, Bullich has got 5 in his wall. They march back there 10 yards by referee Adam Babka. St Albans don't want to undo the hard work they've done to get back into this one here by conceding. Owen Stokes standing over it.
Alex, just stay close.
And it will be Stokes to deliver, and what a pearler it is! Goodness me! Owen Stokes with something right out of the top drawer. And the last kick of the first half is something that's even better than everything we've seen leading up to it. Owen Stokes, top bins from him, puts it where the owl sleeps. There was 5 in the wall. He lifted it over the top and he got it back down again in time. Marco Bullich was at full stretch. And there was no time even to take the kickoff after that one. So 4-2, a 6-goal thrilling 6-goal first half at Churchill Reserve. We have been thoroughly entertained. Can the second half live up to this, or was this just the entree for something even more special in the second 45? And the only way to find out is to join us after this short halftime break from Churchill Reserve, where the score at halftime, do not adjust your sets, St Albans 2, Port Melbourne 4. We'll be back after this short break. Well, hello, welcome back to Churchill Reserve for the second 45. And what a first 45 minutes that we saw in this match. Port Melbourne it was, racing to a 3-goal lead. Emmanuel Peters getting the ball rolling on 13 minutes. Then it was Owen Stokes on 16 minutes. Jackson Courtney Perkins making it 3-0 on 23. A real fight back by St Albans, with Scott Backall scoring on 33 minutes and then winning a penalty for a 44th minute spot kick conversion by Brian Summerskill to get it back to 3-2. And then in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time, it was a finish from Owen Stokes, his second of the evening, and it was right out of the top draw, over the 5-man wall, and past Marco Bulic in goal. It was the last action of the first 45, and it means that Port Melbourne lead this one 4-2 as we kick off the second half, and they're playing in their away strips, their change strips, the black uniforms to the left of your screen in this second 45. There was one change at half-time for the home side, and it was Nicholas Murray getting a chance. So the 19-year-old from Shepparton South, the Golden Boot and Best and Fairest winner in the Bendigo Amateur Soccer League last season, on to replace Josh Diven at half-time. So good opportunity for the youngster to show us what he can do, but he won't be able to do a lot with a through ball like that goes harmlessly out of play. He does have 8 goals from 11 in the under-23s so far this season, since making the trip down from Central Victoria. Razumich. Bulic tries to pick out Monek, does well, and here's Jerez switching the play. Here's the substitute in Maury. Gets past his first opponent. Jerez going at full steam. Goes to ground, but play on is the call from Adam Babka. Ricky Mene all the way back to his goalkeeper. Bulic again picks out Monek. Really good ball, and that's going to be a free kick to St Albans. And it might be our first yellow card of the evening, perhaps. Adam Babka keeping the cards in the pocket. Well, no, the cards are out this time. Okay, there you go. So, correct call for me. Adam Babka getting the card out for Mark Latsis there. A professional foul against his opponent, Joey Monek, who burned him with that first touch, taking it past his Port Melbourne opponent. Here's Razumich, keeping that one in play by the skin of his teeth. Losing possession in the process, though. Bombachi, Latsis now for Port Melbourne. Bombachi went to ground. Pressure from Carter Ramsey. The back heel finds Jerez. Oh, and he's given it away a little bit carelessly to Manny Peters. Latsis. Courtney Perkins has got space. If Port Melbourne can just get the ball over this near side, and they do now. Jackson Courtney Perkins has already got 1 goal to his name tonight. Here's Edwards getting to the byline. Courtney Perkins. Oh, he's kicked Razumich on the way through. Stokes is on a hat-trick here. Razumich is still down in back play. St Albans going to keep going here. Well, they don't know that Razumich is down in a fair bit of pain, and Monek's going to float this one in. Cut it by Leach, and Adam Babacar's going to bring this to a halt. Well, yeah, we saw him. He copped that kick and that follow through in the back of the leg, I fancy there. There's contact from Jackson Courtney Perkins in the back of the calf there. Nothing untoward by any means, but Razumich is in a bit of strife here, so we might even see a change. St Albans have got Jacob Silverrain, would be the likely replacement to come on in right back. If not, Nicholas De Bono, who we have seen lining up as right back, and he did so a couple of weeks back in the loss at Green Gully. The other options on the bench, Max King. Jasko Kranovic is the sub-keeper for Port Melbourne. Nick Marinos hasn't needed to go to his bench, but options include Atticus Gonzalez, Ethan Brooks, Fraser Dunlop, Jordan Gassim, Alec Beshanovsky, Daniel Serra. No doubt we will see Nick Marinos making some changes. He's not afraid to pull the trigger and make subs early in matches. We've seen that. He hasn't needed to tonight. He side with that 2-goal advantage. It was a 3-goal advantage. It was pegged back to the solitary goal and then back to the 2-goal advantage with that moment of magic from Owen Stokes from the set piece. Standing over the dead ball and delivering something that was right out of the top drawer. And it's just a shame that there wasn't any Port Melbourne fans here to see it and have a bit of a crowd and fan reaction. It was met with almost stone silence. And also a half-time whistle from Adam Babkar, and the players were marched straight down the tunnel. So much so that some people in the ground were wondering if the goal was actually going to be counted. Well, it certainly was, and Owen Stokes has got 2 tonight. He's on a hat-trick, and he sends the ball forward from the restart all the way to Marko Bulic. Now, the good news is for Ivan Razumich, he's back up on his feet. He's going to continue here, so there'll be no force change as yet. Good to see Razumich out there. Here's Murray. Simple is the call from the St Albans coaching staff. Joseph Chelina. He's got Razumich to his right. He decides to use him. Can he get a good ball in here, Razumich? It's a little bit too close to the keeper. And in fact, it's gone behind for a goal kick. So not his best effort there after hopping back up off the canvas. Ivan Razumich after going down with injury. We said being asked to play a different function in the team. He's played on the right-hand side of the attack when used so far this season. To devastating effect at times too, scoring 3 goals from open play. Hit an absolute rocket of a shot going to the left of your screen here last Sunday against South Melbourne. Was unable to find the back of the net, but it would have put a hole in it. It was like a tracer bullet had it been on target. And Razumich, as we were saying, he's been tasked with playing in the right-back role. So, as we said, it's aggressive football that we're seeing from Cam Watson, deploying attacking players in more positions across the paddock. Certainly not a stay-at-home type of fullback at left-back or right-back, with Joey Monek known for getting forward as well, the experienced player who can also play more as a left midfielder. He's lining up at left-back these days as well. So a couple of really attacking fullbacks for St Albans, looking to get forward as much as they can and get numbers in the box of the opposition. At the moment, it's Port Melbourne getting forward through Messer Rooney. He hasn't got himself a goal yet today. How he'd love to as he turns there. It's a good save from Bulic. Really good change of direction by Andrew Messer Rooney from left to the right-hand side of his body. And he fired at that bottom right corner. Marko Bulic was at full stretch and he was able to tip it around the far post, only just got enough on it to see Port Melbourne awarded the corner kick, and it's Dan Edwards over to supply the set piece here. The big men Hancock and also Milovanovic are forward, as well as Bombachi. Plenty of tall timber in there for Edwards to aim for. It's in on top of the goalkeeper, who goes to ground. That was Charlie Leach, was right under the nose of the St Albans shot stopper. They came together. Play on was the call. I think that was the right one. Leach didn't really appear to do anything untoward. In fact, it was Messer Rooney was the player getting up in the grill of Marko Bulic. Here's Monek in the long sleeves on the far side. Well read was Mark Latzis winning the ball back, and now Peters. Good dexterity from him. Bakor applying the pressure. Hancock And there's a chance here for St Albans because Morrie's going forward. He's got Backhaul to his left. It'll be Morrie. He drove it straight at the goalkeeper. What a chance for his first senior goal in NPL Victoria, Nicholas Morrie. He had Backhaul as the option square. Took the shot on, took on the responsibility. He's a player who knows where the goals are, but that one was straight into the knees of Marco Yanakis, making it a fairly easy save in the end. Port Melbourne's defence, though, caught out there, caught in possession, and nearly made to pay the ultimate price. And looking at the replay, perhaps the square ball to Backhaul was the better option of the two. Still encouraging signs for young Nicholas Morrie, just 19 years of age, from South Shepparton in the Bendigo Amateur Soccer League last season. Trying to stamp his mark on NPL Victoria in the senior competition. As we said, he's been scoring in the 23s. Razimic. Oh, Hancock was coming in strongly there. That's going to be a free kick, and Razimic is down for the second time in this second period of this one. Will we see any further sanction here for Nath Hancock? It looks like he's going to get away scot-free this time. Mark Latsis is the only player on a yellow card out there at the moment. Razimic is having a chat to Adam Babkar, saying, well, how about that? I didn't really appreciate that contact across the ankles.
Get it. Good ball in. Good ball in then.
So what can St Albans conjure up from the set-piece opportunity? Sunskill has a good ability to deliver these ones into dangerous areas, but that's just too close to Marco Yanakis.
Fill in. Fill in.
Like shelling peas for the Port Melbourne shot stopper. The chance is wasted for St Albans. This is a real rainmaker, no one able to get their head on it. Peters, did he impede Monac there? He did, according to the officials. Free kick St Albans. Well, if plan was the call there, Peters was going to be roaring in on goal. So St Albans attacking this goal to the right of your screen in this second half. They've got it all to do as they trail by 2. They scored those 2 goals late in the first half to roar back into contention, but then conceding that first half stoppage time goal. Backhaul getting into the box. Milovanovic across to put the pressure on, and he's won himself a goal kick here. St Albans taking the ball from one end to the other. Milovanovic is down. So another injury delay here. Not the first time he's found himself lying on the turf tonight. Real good turn of pace from Scott Backhaul, looking to get to the byline. Milovanovic across to supply the tackle. He got back up to his feet initially. He's back on the floor now, and they can't really afford to lose any more central defenders. Well, they've got 2 players currently out suspended at the moment. Maker. Alex Baker as well. Doesn't look too comfortable at the moment, the 34-year-old, but he's going to try and run it off, no doubt. There's options on the bench, as we said, for Nick Marinos. Atticus Gonzalez, the youngster, 19 years of age. Also Ethan Brooks, Fraser Dunlop, Jordan Gassim, Alec Beshvinovsky, and Daniel Serra. Marco Yanakis sends this one up and over the halfway line. St Albans need to find a way of getting themselves back in this one quickly, and perhaps the switch of play here for Razumich is the option. Maury was the target. The header was won by the shorter man in Edwards, and Courtney Perkins, who's been in and out of the game so far tonight, wins the free kick. Milivanovic is still off the park, so Port still down to 10 until he can get back on. He's had a shoe off and now he's got a shoe on. He's going to be able to continue. Shake of the hand from Scott Bakor and a smile from Milivanovic. Good sportsmanship from those two. It was a big coming together as those two contested for the ball in the Port Melbourne penalty area. Gergic is going to send this one up the line. He keeps it in. Murray off the chest. Well played by Chelina and Bakor. This is good by St Albans. Chelina, he's got Murray to his right. Nicholas Murray looks to supply the cross. He whips it in. It's away by Hancock, only as far as Bakor. He's got Razumich behind him. Switching the play now, St Albans. Ricabene, Monek. Enjoying some good possession here, the boys in blue. Monek down the line, looking for Ramsey. On the former Eastern line, back to goal. Perez. Oh, Peters came in. He crept up on him like a librarian there, Emmanuel Peters. Took the ball away, and here's Messarooney. Latsis. Pressure from Jerez. Good pressure from Alan Jerez indeed. Who's he got in the middle? Murray's making the run in there, and Ramsey's there too. That's away in agricultural fashion by Nathan Hancock. And the fans finding voice, and so they should. They're seeing some good football. Good endeavour by this Dynamo side. They need some encouragement. If they can find the next goal in this one, that certainly will give them a lot of encouragement that they can come home with a wet sail. This game that's seen a couple of momentum shifts. Ball in by Razumich. It's away by Leach, only as far as Chelina. Points it back in. At full stretch was Hancock. Oh, it's a bit of an ordinary touch by the skipper, Gergic, and Messarooney's been shown in here. He's got Courtney Perkins making the run in behind. Stokes looking for the little diagonal ball, but he played it against the knee of Joey Chelina, who controlled it well. Playing it in behind. Carter Ramsey's the target, and Marco Yudakis comfortable in the end. So Port Melbourne still get to make a change. And there may be an imminent change. So we head towards 65 minutes in this one. Peters trying to spin his opponent. Picked up by Chelina, who's been one of the best for St Albans so far tonight. Here's Razumich. Now Summerskill. You can feel the temperature dropping by the second here at St Albans at Churchill Reserve. Gergic. Now Razumich. Bakor. Flicked it up in the air. Perhaps wasn't the best option. Temperature dropping down to 11 degrees here at St Albans, but the action certainly is hotting up, and there's going to be a chance here for the 21-year-old Fraser Dunlop. That's the end of the evening for Nathan Hancock, who's not too happy at being substituted. The shin pads have been thrown into the fence, and Nick Marinos has told him to cool his jets. He doesn't want to be seeing that in the technical area. Plenty of passion for Nathan Hancock. So it looks like Dan Edwards has been slotted into the back three as the left central defender. So not the tallest centre-back you're likely to see this season, but And it's got that makeshift kind of feel about it at the moment, the Port Melbourne defence with players out suspended, out injured. No, Ilya Shalamanov Trenkov in goal to boot. Summerskill knocked off the ball by Peters. Courtney Perkins. This is Stokes. Good little combinations here from the Sharks. Leach, one of those Port Melbourne players that hasn't scored yet this season. Stokes is going the wrong way as far as Port Melbourne are concerned, but they're going to maintain possession, or only until Edwards does concede it now. Bullich draws a crowd. St Albans have got to be careful in these sort of situations. They're going to win the free kick, though, against Courtney Perkins. JCP, the guilty party. Good pressure from Charlie Leach. Messaruni is in here. This is Andrew Messaruni. Well, a real cleat rocket fired. Well saved by Bullich. Peters. And now Stokes, who is on a hat-trick, of course. Dunlop, the substitute. Courtney Perkins kept his feet to his credit. Edwards, only as far as Monek. Port defence looking comfortable. Dan Edwards, the makeshift left centre-back. All the way back to Marko Giannakis. Leach. Bombarci on the far side. Space for the Port Melbourne skipper, Latsis. Razumich rides one challenge, then another. Summerskill in the centre of Churchill Reserve, looking to switch the play. Perez, oh, the flag's up for offside. That was unnecessary as well. St Albans can ill afford to be getting caught offside in situations like that. Especially frustrating with the player Perez checking his run and coming back to receive it at feet rather than in behind. So St Albans, at the moment, it looks like that 6-game losing streak that they're on now, since they enjoyed a 2-1 win here at home against Manningham United Blues. Looks set to continue, unless they can find some magic here, some inspiration. They've certainly had their moments in this contest. Here's Bombarci. And that one's out of play. In fact, it's offside. So, sides exchanging offside infringements. Looks like we're going to see an introduction of the Queenslander Max King into the action in a moment for St Albans. He, in the starting 11 last week, is the number 10.
Switch out! Switch out! Switch out! Full speed! Full speed!
All the way back by Bacour to his skipper, Ricky Bene. The experienced central defensive combo for St Albans. Still without Chris Dibb, who's been out of action for some weeks now. Back there. Looks like that's the end of the evening for Carter Ramsey. So Scott Bacour will move into the number 9 role, and Summerskill is the 10. Max King will play as one of those 2-8s alongside 2-8s or 2-6s alongside Joey Cleaner, depending on which way you see it. Summerskill. Ricky Benet. Plenty of possession here for St Albans at the moment. Here's King, the substitute. Looking to play it over the top. Brought down by Backor off the shoulder. Tries his luck on the volley. He already has one this evening, but that won't make it two. Adam Bavka tells Evan Markoyanakis to get the ball rolling, and he does just that, hitting it over the halfway line. Up towards Messaruni. Oh, he's kept it in here. Andrew Messaruni. Courtney Perkins is making the run to the back post. Intercepted by Gergic, and eventually it finds its way to Marco Bulic, who drives a low clearance up towards Summerskill. Here's Monek. Backor is the target. There's good pressure from Milovanovic to see Port Melbourne win the ball back. Marco Yanakis puts it out of play. On to Bronx cheers from the St Albans fans that are gathered over on that far side. Here's King. Playing it in. That falls it back. Oh! St Albans are right back in it at 4-3. Scotty Backor. His second of the evening. Oh, he took that well. It just sat for him. And he fired it home. The game, it sounds strange to say the game needed a goal when there'd already been 6. But they'd been done since the halftime break. And ricocheted off a Port Melbourne defender. And it was met firmly by the right boot of Scott Backor. So 4-3 here at Churchill Reserve. It's back to that single goal margin. And anything could happen here. We've got the close one on Saturday Night Football. And Churchill Reserve, round 14 in NPL Victoria. Steve Curtin here, enjoying bringing you all the action in this goal fest. Just past 6:30 local time in Melbourne. Charlie Leach has found himself on the floor, and Adam Bavko indicates that the time will be added on for this injury. The St Albans fans to my left not so impressed by the legitimacy of the injury to Charlie Leach, as the trainer jogs out to offer some attention. So if you have just joined us, it was Port Melbourne racing to a 3-goal lead early in this one. Emmanuel Peters on 13 minutes, and it was Owen Stokes on 16 minutes, and Jackson Courtney Perkins on 23 minutes before Scott Backor scored the first of his 2 goals on 33 minutes. Brian Summerskill from the spot on 44. Owen Stokes giving Port back that 2-goal cushion with the last kick of the first half from a scintillating free kick over the wall and into the back of the net in the top left corner. That was the score at half-time, and then second half, well, we hadn't seen any goals yet, but then Scott Backor, the second of the evening for him. His first brace in St Albans colours, and here's the ball in for Maury. He was at full stretch and it just needed a touch. And he gives the thumbs up for the good quality service as that ball came in.
Summers, keep going, lads. Keep going, keep going. Go. Taxi, go up.
So 4-3 here. As we said, do not adjust your sets. That is the scoreline here at Churchill Reserve. And is there more to come? St Albans, they find themselves with Moreland City breathing down their necks more than getting the 3 points last night, as they did last week. It's a single point differential between last place and second last place, with just that last place being the relegation spot this season, with the National Second Division 2 come in next year. Was that a handball by Joey Chalina? It was. Well, that relieves the pressure on Port Melbourne. 15 minutes to go at Churchill Reserve. It's anyone's game still. St Albans, the little club that could, they just keep coming back into this one.
Scotty, come on, you got one more in you. Come on. Second ball for me.
Forward by Marco Yanakis. Dunlop was the target. It's going to be a St Albans throw. They're going to want to take it fairly quickly here. Chalina doing well to win the free kick. And St Albans are going to try and switch the play here. Here's Monek. Up the line to Bakor. We've got two players on a hat-trick out there tonight now, Bakor and Stokes. Marco Yanakis using all of his penalty area there. Sliding across that freshly resurfaced pitch. Churchill Reserve, sending it long, Marco Yanakis. Peters is the target. Got his head to it, did Manny Peters. Stokes. Cut out by Razumich, and he's going to send his side forward. Oh, he showed too much of it to Dunlop, and then brought Dunlop to the floor. So Owen Stokes with the holes cut in the back of the sock, on the right leg at least. Taking the free kick to his skipper Bombachi. Peters out wide on the right. Stokes in space. Dunlop to substitute. Went right, then left. Gets a good ball into the danger zone. Here's Peters again. Well away by King. Bombachi. Good first touch and playing forward. Well read Joey Monek. His first touch runs out of play. Throw into the Sharks on the far side. Monek went to ground as he tried to make the clearance. Headed by Latsis. Players shielding their eyes from the floodlights. It's forward by Jerez. Bakor brings under control well. Summerskill motoring forward into the space. Here's Jerez. Is he too far out to shoot? Well, that wasn't a shot. It wasn't really a cross. It was just a waste. Possession returned back to Port Melbourne. Nick Marinos preparing Port Melbourne's second change of the evening. Razumich with the header. Courtney Perkins appeals for a handball. Play on is the call. Stokes getting his foot in. St Albans winning the ball back. Ricky Bene directing traffic. Good tempo about this one in the second half at the moment. Stakes certainly getting higher as the weeks continue in NPL Victoria into the second half of the season now, round 14 of the competition. It was the subs that made a difference in the Friday night fixtures last night. All goals decided by players coming on off the bench. Will we see some fresh legs come on and make a difference to one of these sides tonight in the final minutes of this Saturday evening fixture? NPL Victoria live stream coming to you from Churchill Reserve. Ball forward by Leach. Courtney Perkins is the target. He's running away from goal. Dunlop. Good pressure from Murray, the youngster. And will we see that change for Port now? And it looks like that's the end of the proceedings for Charlie Leach. As the West Aussie makes his way, and he's going to be replaced by the youngster Atticus Gonzalez, just 19 years of age. Scored 3 from 7 appearances in the 23s this season, so he's certainly got an eye for goal as young Atticus Gonzalez. He's going to get his first touch on the ball there. Now Messarooney, Courtney Perkins. Messarooney still lurking. Razumich getting on the end of it. Looking to send it forward quick and direct. Perez has got a full head of steam chasing this ball, but he's not going to get there. Gonzalez. Back to Milovanovic, and now Edwards. Edwards, the makeshift central defender. After Nathan Hancock was substituted midway through the second half. Messarooney found a way through when there was none. Dunlop. The orange boots down the left flank. We've seen him supply one decent cross so far already tonight on that left peg. Didn't get the chance to there, but he will win the throw. It's a hostile crowd behind him. Not a lot of movement in the box, so he's just biding his time. Adam Bavkar says to keep the ball rolling. It's played up into the night sky by Gergic. In by Dunlop, and it's away by Ricky Bene. There's no one there except for Milovanovic. Messarooney now. Stokes in space. Oh, and he's not happy with his pass there. He had a lot of space and time. St Albans looking to bring the ball forward up the right-hand side of the pitch for them. Good defensive shape behind the ball for Port Melbourne, as we see so often. Very good structures without the ball. St Albans trying to find a way to play through it through Summerskill, and his Backhaw getting in behind it. Scotty Backhaw, he's on a hat-trick and he's put it wide. What a moment what that would have been for the Englishman, and he clutches his face on the turf in disappointment. Scotty Backhaw. Looking for his first hat-trick in Australian football. Razumich, pressure from Courtney Perkins. Skips past 2 challenges. Finds his left-sided fullback in the far side. Over there in Monek, and now Gergic is going to play it forward. Monek making the secondary run. Perez, was there a free kick there? Play on's the call. The home fans certainly felt that there was an infringement there. And now Port Melbourne are going to try and build from the back through Edwards, and now Dunlop. It's a good ball by Dunlop. He's going to find Courtney Perkins. He's knocked Razumich to the ground. Fair challenge, says Adam Bavkar. Here's King. The fresh legs looking to switch the play for Alan Harris, who's still full of running. The Pistons were pumping there for the Argentine, but even he couldn't make that pass, and it runs out of play. Less than 10 minutes to go of regular time at Churchill Reserve. It's the solitary goal that separates these two sides. Chelina. A bit of space for Razumich. Gets the ball into the top of the box. Summerskill, was that a handball by Milovanovic? Sections of the crowd here certainly thought so. Here's Dunlop. Free header for Gergic. Time becoming the enemy for St Albans. Bombarchi's going to get to this ball first, ahead of Bakor, but Bakor does just about enough to worry him out of it, and he wins the throw. St Albans, they're desperate for a win. On a 6-game losing streak, a draw will feel like a win here. They trailed by 3 goals in the first half. They trailed by 2 goals in the second half for much of it. Scott Bakor halved the margin with the only goal since the half-time interval. Port Melbourne are preparing what will be a third and final change. Ethan Brooks has got the big jacket off, stripped down to the high-vis vest. And the chance for Brian Summerskill to deliver the set piece. He needs to summons all of his top tier dead ball taking skills here, does Brian Summerskill. The big men are forward at the back post. He floats it in. Gergic was the target. Milovanovic won the header. Here's Maury. Nicholas Maury finds Razumich. Pressure from Courtney Perkins. In fact, it was Dunlop. Ricky Bene with the diagonal. Floating it across. It's going to fall for King. This is Bakor playing as the 9, but dropping deep to pick up that loose ball on that occasion. Everyone behind it still for the Sharks. Razumich now. Right in front of our broadcast position. Bullich playing as an extra midfielder for the moment here. Harris getting on the end of this ball. He's got Joey Monek in front of the social rooms. He floats it across to the back post. Murray's in the box. This is Nicholas Murray. Chelina blocked by Stokes. Oh, was that the moment for St Albans, perhaps? They're going to look to build again here through Ricky Bene. Chelina and now King facing forward and playing out wide to Razumich. Thought about swinging the cross in, goes back onto his non-preferred, and it harmlessly floats across the top of the box and out of play for a goal kick. And the pressure relief valve is firmly pressed for Port Melbourne. We believe it's going to be Manny Peters is going to be the player to come off here for Ethan Brooks. That's what we're hearing in the broadcast position. And it is Emmanuel Peters who goes off on the far side. I'm sure he would have preferred to be able to do a slow jog and a bit of walking to this near side and take some time off the clock, but marched off on the far side. We've got 5 minutes of regular time to go at Churchill Reserve. A solitary goal separates these two sides. Bakor giving chase, and Bombarchi heard the footsteps and put that one out of play. They had the numbers there, Port Melbourne. It was a 3-1. Scott Bakor doing the work of many. And look at the St Albans players charging forward from defence. Michael Gergic, as we said, no stranger to scoring in this fixture, Michael Gergic. He floats it into the back post. Gergic is there. He gets his head on it, but he could never get his noggin over the top of that ball and back across the goal for a teammate. He was backpedaling and trying his best. A man who plays with as much heart and endeavour as anyone else that's worn the blue, the white of St Albans. Marco Yanaka sends it forward. Here's Fraser Dunlop down the left-hand side. Can he supply the tallying cross? And it's a good challenge. Sliding in by that man again, Michael Gergic. Leading by example, the skipper. Not long to go in this one. Big game coming up for you out at Hume City after this. Here's Stokes. And Gonzalez! What a moment that would have been for the youngster to score his first senior goal in spectacular fashion. Atticus Gonzalez. Bullish. Oh, he might have shown too much of it to Brooks there. Ethan Brooks was almost shown through on goal. And they collide in a comical fashion. Plays allowed to go on. Good common sense refereeing from Adam Babcock. Bombachi's header. Forward by Latsis. Really good first touch by Brooks. And we've got 6 minutes to be added on at the end of the 90 here. 6 minutes. Here's the time on the board. Held aloft by our fourth official, Puya Gadirian, who's keeping warm down there in the puffer jacket in front of our broadcast position. Well, the tension in the Port Melbourne technical area is evident. Not too sure I'd want to be the man doing the post-match interview with Nick Marinos after this one. I'll leave that to the Port Melbourne social media operations team. Here's Latsis. That's a good first touch by him. Draws the crowd and plays it down the line to Ethan Brooks. Latsis providing the overlap. Monek trying to close him down. Well, they're almost there, Port Melbourne, but it feels like they're a long way off securing these 3 points still. For some reason, it still feels like a mountain to climb. I think it's because the pressure that St Albans have been putting on, playing with grit, determination, and a never-say-die attitude. And here they come again through Brian Summerskill. Scott Backor ahead of him. He needs to keep this in play. It went out, but it's a St Albans throw, and Backor is receiving this one with Bombachi to beat. Backor on a hat-trick. Jinx inside. Oh, and it went past everybody. And it probably looked more dangerous than it actually was on the surface there, as Evan Markayanakis was fully aware of where his far post was. So 6 minutes of stoppage time. We're into it now. Not long to go. Here's Bulledge. Ricky Bene. The job's almost done for Port Melbourne. We've just got to ride out the next couple of minutes. Oh, that one wrong-footed Backor. Atticus Gonzalez. Messaruni the target. Can they seal the deal here? Seal the deal here, Port Melbourne. Latsis on the far side. Gets the ball in early. Messaruni's there. And it's away by Ricky Bene. So 3 minutes of stoppage time left at Churchill Reserve. Time running out for St Albans. Can they get one last thrust at that Port Melbourne goal? They've been good value for what they've provided so far tonight. They've scored 3 times, but to no avail it will be, with Port Melbourne slotting 4 past Marco Bullich. Razumich is going to get to this loose ball first. Keeper was the call. Bullich rolling this one out to King, who can turn and play forward here, Max King. Summerskill, it's a decent first touch. Was he fouled by Gonzalez? Play on is the call from Adam Babcock. Dunlop's going to keep this one in. Now Summerskill can try and find some magic. Murray's touch was too heavy. Courtney Perkins going back towards his own goal. Marco Yanakis puts that one out onto Fox Street. Into the last minute. Or just about there anyway. into the last 90 seconds at least here at Churchill Reserve. So St Albans have really got to find the moment now. Edwards puts that one on the Fox Street as well. The kids are working overtime here to fetch these footballs. And will help their team if they can keep the ball in play quickly. Rickamene. Oh, they've lost it here, St Albans now. Latsis. Porter going to try and run the clock down if they can play this one in towards the corner. He's King. Chelina switching the play. Summerskill's out wide. This is Brian Summerskill into the box. Backhoe is there, and it's just wide. Oh, for a moment, that looked like it was going in. Marco Yanakis might just be the hero here. What a moment that would have been for Scotty Backhoe on a hat-trick. Looking to get his side level at 4-4. And Marco Yanakis has stayed down, so we're going to have a delay in play here. He might have clocked his ankle against the upright, perhaps. He's back up on his feet, so there's no treatment being called out. But he needs to be on his toes here, Marco Yanakis, as everyone is forward, including Marco Bulic. It's in by Summerskill. Oh, it doesn't get past the first man, though. Razumich has got to put this one back in. And it's cleared away. Razumich, Summerskill. It's all about the quality of this cross here from Brian Summerskill. They're lining up for it. And the goal's open for Courtney Perkins if he can find the back of the net. Messarooney can pass this one home and make it 5-3. And Port Melbourne are going to get all 3 points. And Messarooney has ensured that. Well, St Albans, they didn't die wondering. They threw it all forward, including Marco Bulic. And hats off to them for doing so. And in the end, it just wasn't their night. Andrew Messarooney onside and slotting home into the empty net to score what will be the final goal of this goal fest of a match at Churchill Reserve. Saturday evening football that's delivered entertainment in spades for you tonight for the neutrals tuning in at home. And if you're a Port Melbourne fan tuning in from over by Port Phillip Bay, you'll have a smile on your face right now because Port Melbourne are really entrenching themselves in that top 6 place on the table as the full-time whistle goes. What a valiant effort from St Albans, but what a clinical display it was by Port Melbourne. And they deservedly go back to J.L. Murphy after coming here to Melbourne's northwest and planting a flag in the ground. They get all 3 points tonight. A sublime attacking performance where they took their chances when they were presented to them, and they had to stave off some fightbacks from St Albans. Not once, but twice. They got back within the solitary goal margin and gave the Sharks a real fright. But St Albans, they go home tonight with, once again, no points in the bag and their 7th consecutive loss in NPL Victoria competition so far this season. A thrilling contest where we saw Emmanuel Peters getting the ball rolling on 13 minutes, Owen Stokes on 16 minutes, and then setting daylight between the two sides was Jackson Courtney Perkins scoring on 23. Scott Backhaw getting St Albans back in the game on 33 minutes before winning a penalty which was converted by Brian Summerskill on 44 minutes. Owen Stokes with the goal of the game from the set piece opportunity in the 3rd minute of first half stoppage time before Scotty Backhaw got St Albans back in the contest with just that single goal deficit on 72 minutes. And then it was in injury time in the second half, with Port Melbourne scoring injury time in both halves. It was a breakaway goal after Marco Bulic had gone up for the corner kick, passed into the empty net by Andrew Messarooney to make it 5-3. A great win for the visitors. They'll take all 3 points and really entrench themselves in that top 6. St Albans, well, they've got Moreland City breathing down their necks at the moment. A busy week ahead for St Albans too. They will be in action in the Australia Cup on Tuesday night back here at Churchill Reserve. That match kicking off at 8 o'clock against their local rival from the other side of Sunshine Avenue, Green Gully. before they face the difficult assignment of going to Avenger Park to play Avondale back at home here in round 16 against on the road against Dandenong City the following week in round 16. So a couple of away fixtures in the league coming up for St Albans that will be a challenge before they're back home here again against the Melbourne Knights on the King's Birthday weekend. Whereas for St Albans, they will host the Melbourne Knights this Saturday night coming next weekend before they travel to CB Smith Reserve to take on Moreland City in the next 2 fixtures that they have coming their way. But they're looking the goods at the moment. They're scoring goals and impressing with players like Owen Stokes scoring that stunning free kick, the goal of the game tonight as we sign off from Churchill Reserve. Big thanks to you for tuning in on the NPL Victoria live streams. I've been Stephen Curtin and looking forward to bringing you more action soon. And you can, of course, flick across to the other match that's taking place, kicking off any moment now. The 7 o'clock kickoff at Hume City, where Hume City host Dandenong Thunder. And if that's not enough, you can catch more NPL action as the free-scoring Heidelberg United side take on a side who scored 5 themselves last week, Altona Magic. That's coming to you tomorrow from Olympic Village at 4 o'clock. But for now, it's time to sign off from Churchill Reserve, where the full-time score is St Albans 3, Port Melbourne 5. Good evening.